At first, the assignment feels routine. You receive it the way you always do, a cold pressure behind your perception, like a file being placed on a desk. Address, floor plan, number of occupants, sleep cycle data. One target, single-family home, suburban. The kind of house where nothing unusual has ever happened. That is why they send you. You have been doing this long enough that the entries no longer require effort. You move through the wall on the north side of the house, the one facing the backyard, because that side is always darker. You have learned that darkness is not just absence of light, it is texture. It is the medium you work inside. You read it the way a swimmer reads water. The house is quiet. 2:43 in the morning. The refrigerator hums in the kitchen. A ceiling fan turns slowly in the hallway. The air smells like fabric softener and something faintly floral. A candle burned earlier and extinguished before bed. You note all of this. Observation is the first phase. You move to the bedroom doorway and study the target. Male, mid-30s, sleeping on his side, facing the window, breathing in the long, slow rhythm of deep sleep. You read the room, the nightstand, the glass of water, the phone face down beside it, a jacket draped over a chair, shoes by the door. Nothing unusual. You begin. The first phase is atmospheric. You lower the temperature in the room by degrees so gradual the body cannot consciously register them, but the nervous system does. You know what happens next without watching. The breathing will shift. The muscles will tighten slightly. The subconscious will begin to surface. The sleep will become shallower. This is called preparation. You do not rush it. Rushing is how amateurs work. Then you move closer. There are rules to this work that were never written down anywhere, but you know them the way you know everything, through something older than memory. You do not touch. You do not speak. You position yourself within the peripheral field, and you wait. The human brain, even in sleep, registers presence. It is ancient circuitry, left over from a time when something being in the room with you while you slept was always significant. You'd use that. The man's breathing changes, shorter now. His hand tightens slightly against the sheet. Then you notice something. He does not turn over. Most do. By this point in the process, the body tries to reposition, an unconscious attempt to change the situation it cannot name. He does not move at all. He simply lies there, breathing, with his eyes still closed. And something in the quality of his stillness is different from sleep. It is too still. You hold your position. You run through the protocol. Atmospheric phase? Check. Proximity established? Check. Peripheral positioning? Check. He speaks. Not loudly. Barely above a whisper. He says, without turning, without opening his eyes, "You're early tonight." The temperature in the room drops further, but not because of you. You have not moved. You are calculating. Humans do not say this. In 1,100 assignments, across 2 decades of this work, no target has ever said this. You consider the possibility that he is dreaming, speaking to someone in a dream. You hold that explanation. You turn it over. Then he opens his eyes. He does not look at the wall. He does not look at the ceiling. He looks directly at where you are standing. It gets worse. He sits up slowly, the way a person sits up who has been awake for some time and has simply been waiting. He puts both feet on the floor. He folds his hands in his lap. He looks at the space you occupy with an expression that is not fear, not surprise, not the glassy confusion of someone half asleep. It is patience. "I know the schedule," he says quietly. "I've been keeping track." You do not understand what he means yet. You are searching for the framework that makes this possible, the category this belongs to. There is a small percentage of humans with heightened sensitivity. You have encountered them before. They feel you without seeing you. They wake, they look around the room, they feel watched and cannot explain why. This is not that. He is looking at exactly where you are. Your assignment protocol does not cover this. There is no notation in the file. Nothing flagged. Now, something is wrong. The air in the room has changed. Not the temperature you adjusted. Something underneath that. A pressure. Low. Structural. Like the feeling of standing near something very large that has not yet moved. You have felt this only once before, years ago, in a house you were pulled from before the session completed. You were never told why. You begin to move toward the exit point. He says, "It's not just you." You stop. "There's always been something else here," he says, "before you started coming, before any of you. Something that doesn't have assignments, something that doesn't follow rules." The ceiling fan has stopped turning. You did not stop it. The silence now is a different kind of silence. Not the silence of a sleeping house at 3 in the morning, but the silence of something listening. The silence of attention. You became aware of it the way you become aware of a second heartbeat in a room that should only have one. It is in the corner. You cannot look directly at it. You understand, with a certainty that bypasses thought entirely, that looking directly at it is not something you are capable of. Your perception moves around it the way light bends around an object with enough gravity. You know it is there, the way you know the edge of a drop you cannot see the bottom of. The man is still watching you. His expression has not changed. "It's been waiting," he says, "to see what you do." You realize too late that the assignment was not about him. You were the one being observed tonight. The corner does not move. It does not need to. The cold coming from it is not temperature. It is the sensation of being recognized by something that has no interest in being recognized back. You leave the way you came in, through the north wall, into the dark. But the dark outside feels different now, and the pressure behind your perception, the place where the next assignment should be loading, is quiet. For the first time in as long as you have existed, nothing is waiting for you there. Have you ever felt watched in your own home, and known somehow that it wasn't just your imagination? If this reached somewhere you didn't expect, share it with someone who won't sleep well tonight. And if you want to keep going deeper, subscribe. There's always another assignment.